Hello! My name is Callista, and welcome back to Dragon Age Inquisition. In the last episode, we were preparing to go and talk to Fiona in the tavern. Something very strange is going on in Redcliffe. No one seemed to know that the Inquisition was coming, and apparently a Magister is now in charge. This really doesn't seem right at all. Hopefully Fiona will have some answers for us. Let me start my timer. There we go. Oh, I'm excited for this. I'm very excited.
Welcome, agents of the Inquisition. First Enchanter Vivienne?
My dear Fiona, it's been so long since we last spoke. You look dreadful. Are you sleeping well?
What has brought you to Redcliffe?
I love Vivienne. Just the fake politeness. Oh, it's been so long since we spoke. You look absolutely dreadful. Oh, Vivienne, you bitch. I love you. I love you so much. What has brought you to Redcliffe? You invited me here. Is that a trick question? Drop the act. Yeah. Aenor wouldn't be here if she hadn't been invited. I think... Because that seemed like a genuine question. That seemed like a very genuine question. So I think Aenor would be very confused at this moment.
We're here because of your invitation back in Val Royeaux.
You must be mistaken. I haven't been to Val Royeaux since before the Conclave.
And again, she seemed genuine there. She said that with such conviction. She wasn't like, oh, you must be mistaken. I haven't been to Val Royeaux since before the Conclave. Like, if she was speaking like that, then obviously she's lying for some reason. However, she seemed very genuine. Very, very, very genuine. Then who did I meet? Something weird is happening. I'm certain it was you. How can Aenor be certain? Because here's the thing. If this was someone that Aenor had interacted with many times, then okay, yeah, sure. But here's the thing. It was Cassandra and Solus who recognized Fiona. They were the ones who was like, oh, Grand Enchanter Fiona. And Aenor was like, oh shit, if you're saying this is her, then this must be her. Excuse me. Aenor has no way of being certain that the person we met is the person we are talking to now. I'm drawn to this, to be honest. I think in the pit of her stomach, Aenor, she just has this really strong gut feeling that something isn't quite right here. I don't know what's going on, but there is something really not quite right about this whole situation.
Well, that's very strange, because someone who looked exactly like you spoke to me in Val Royeaux.
Exactly like me? I suppose it could be magic at work, but why would anyone... Whoever or whatever brought you here, the situation has changed. The free mages have already pledged themselves to the service of the Tevinter Imperium.
Fiona, dear, your dementia is showing.
An alliance with Tevinter? Do you not fear all of Thedas turning against you?
Andraste's ass. I'm trying to think of a single worse thing you could have done, and I've got nothing.
As one indenture to a Magister, I no longer have the authority to negotiate with you.
Oof. That was fast. You're ignoring the breach. You've made a huge mistake. Then tell me who does. I'm disinclined to go with this one. This seems very cold to me. You know, oh, you don't have the ability to negotiate? Then take me to the person who does. It implies that Aenor doesn't really care about the mages, and Aenor does care. She absolutely does not just want to use them and then throw them to the side, potentially leaving the mages in a worse situation than when they found them. And that is not what Aenor wants. Also, if I remember correctly, that was fast. I'm like 90% sure that they're not talking about the Magister. Because if this was like, oh, but how did the Magister get down here so quickly? Because here's the thing, Tevinter and Ferelden, they're practically at opposite ends of the map. And here's the thing, there is the Imperial Highway, which, you know, travels from Tevinter all the way to Ferelden. However, I'm pretty sure that the Imperial Highway isn't complete, or rather it was completed, but then parts of it were destroyed. So you'd have to travel along the Imperial Highway, disembark, go around, you know, the destroyed bit, get back on the Imperial Highway, get back off the Imperial Highway, go around the next destroyed bit, get back on the Imperial Highway, and so on and so forth. It would, despite there being a semi-direct route, it would still take absolutely ages for a Magister to make his way from Tevinter all the way down to Redcliffe. If that was fast, was referring to that, I'd go with that. However, I remember this. It's like, oh, the Divine's body isn't even cold, and you're already fucking about with Tevinter. Like, it's very much like that. And Aenor, why would Aenor care about the Divine being dead? She cares in terms of like, oh, that was a person, she lived a life, she had friends, she had loved ones, but she doesn't care about the fact that she was the Divine, that she was the head of the Chantry, if that makes sense. So I really don't like this one for Aenor. That does just leave me with these. And I think both of them fit. The fact that, you know, like, the breach is there, it is, like, it's gonna consume the world if we're not careful, and you're choosing to ignore that because there's a Magister here. Like, what? That makes no sense. Also, you have made an absolutely awful mistake here. You have done a major dumb. Practically all of Thedas hates Tevinter. If the Mage Rebellion wasn't hated before, you have just aligned yourself with the people who killed Andraste. Like, you do realise you've done that. And I think Aenor's feelings on Tevinter, they're very similar to her feelings on the Templars. Individuals, hell yeah, like Krem. Krem is from Tevinter. He seems lovely. Aenor hasn't had any problems with him. So, individual people, hell yes. But the nation as a whole, especially considering that they have a large population of elven slaves, and I'm pretty sure the Dalish don't even really venture up into Tevinter all too often, just because the likelihood of slave hunters coming out and kidnapping a whole ass clan and making everyone into slaves, that is pretty high. The chance of that happening is pretty high in Tevinter. So she 100% thinks that they've made a mistake here. Here's what's holding me back. I don't know how forceful this is. Because if this is, oh, Fiona, you're a fucking idiot, Aenor would never say anything like that. She would never say anything like that. But if it's just, I think you've cocked this up a bit, Fiona. I don't know. Like, if it's something more like that, then that would be something Aenor would say. Ooh. I'm gonna take a risk, but I might reload this.
An alliance with Tevinter is a terrible mistake.
All hope of peace died with Justinia. This bargain with Tevinter would not have been my first choice, but we had no choice. We are losing this war. I needed to save as many of my people as I could.
Welcome, my friends. I apologize for not greeting you earlier.
Agents of the Inquisition, allow me to introduce Magister Gereon Alexius.
The Southern Mages are under my command. And you are the survivor, yes? The one from the Fade? Interesting.
I'm happy with that. That seemed very fair, just saying you have made a terrible mistake here, Fiona. I'm very happy with that. Also, I love how he said this second part, because he started off quite friendly, like, oh, hello, my friends, sorry for not getting to you, and then, and you're the survivor. The one from the Fade? Interesting. Oh, I do like this voice actor. Tell me about this alliance. Where the hell is the Jarl? What's going on with Tegan?
I haven't seen any sign of Redcliffe's Jarl or his men.
The Jarl of Redcliffe left the village.
Jarl Tegan did not abandon his lands during the Blight, even when they were under siege.
There were tensions growing. I did not want an incident.
Also, you wanted to live in the castle, let's be honest.
I'd like to know more about this alliance between the rebel mages and the Imperium.
Certainly. What specifically do you wish to know?
Oh, okay. Fiona said she's indentured. When did this happen? What does Tevinter gain? Yeah, indentured. Indentured servitude. It's not quite slavery. It's not quite slavery, but if you squint your eyes at it and, like, tilt your head, it's starting to look very similar.
The Grand Enchanter told me she was indentured to a Magister.
Our southern brethren have no legal status in the Imperium. As they were not born citizens of Tevinter, they must work for a period of 10 years before gaining full rights. As their protector, I shall oversee their work for the Imperium.
Yeah, when exactly did this all happen? I think Aenor would absolutely love to see a timeline of events right now, because she is just... This does not sit right with her. I think she's got goosebumps almost over her skin, like the hair on her arms is raising. This just doesn't seem right.
I'm not clear on when exactly you negotiated this arrangement with Fiona.
When the Conclave was destroyed, these poor souls faced the brutality of the Templars, who rushed to attack them. It could only be through divine providence that I arrived when I did.
It was certainly very timely.
Odd. And what does Tevinter gain?
What does the Imperium gain from taking rebel mages under its wing?
For the moment, the Southern Mages are a considerable expense. After they are properly trained, they will join our legion.
You said not all my people would be military. There are children, those not suited.
And one day I'm sure they will all be productive citizens of the Imperium when their debts are paid.
Ooh. Yeah, Aenor... I don't think Aenor very much likes this man. He seems very charming and perfectly pleasant, but he doesn't seem like a nice man. And, ooh... Like Fiona said, not everyone in the Mage Rebellion is a combatant. There are children, there are tranquil here. They can't fight. Ooh. Let's negotiate. This is a long way from home. I need mages for the breach. Again, it's too cold. It is way too cold. I think I'm drawn to this. I think Aenor, in her head, she's still trying to do the math of how did someone from Tevinter get all the way down here? Because if you, bearing in mind that in, the lore of Thedas, there is no such thing as teleportation magic. Like, please don't think, oh, well, he could have teleported, not by Thedas's laws of magic. In a there is a codex entry that states, you know, what magic is capable of doing, and one of the things it says is that there is no way to travel over long distances other than by putting one foot in front of the other. You cannot teleport in the world of Thedas. And whilst I imagine that Aenor, she's not super knowledgeable about magic, bearing in mind she does have the arcane knowledge perk, she has been researching magic, you know, during her time in the Inquisition, I imagine she would at least know the basics of what magic can and can't do. So she would know, okay, so we can't teleport, that's not a thing. So how the hell did you get down here?
You're quite a long way from Tevinter, Alexius.
Indeed I am, though I have heard you are no Ferelden either. It seems we are both strangers here. Felix, would you send for a scribe, please? Pardon my manners. My son Felix, friends. I am not surprised you're here. Containing the breach is not a feat that many could even attempt. There is no telling how many mages would be needed for such an endeavor. Ambitious, indeed.
Then you'll help us? We don't think small here. I'll take whoever you've got. Ooh. Aenor doesn't like this guy, but she's not gonna start, like, slagging him off. She has a bad feeling about him, but she's not gonna, fuck you, sir, I'm out. I mean, we don't even have the option for that. We're here we arrived to negotiate. That was our purpose. I think Aenor is thinking, okay, just play along, you know, like, oh yeah, we're here to negotiate, and then when we leave, we can figure out what the fuck happened here. This ain't right. Just like, pretend you're negotiating, leave, figure this out. That's Aenor's plan right now.
Does that mean you'll lend your mages to our cause?
There will have to be. Felix.
I'm so sorry. Please forgive my clumsiness, my lady.
Are you all right?
I'm fine, Father.
Come, I'll get your powders. Please excuse me, friends. We will have to continue this another time. Fiona, I require your assistance back at the castle.
I don't mean to trouble everyone.
I shall send word to the Inquisition. We will conclude this business at a later date.
Come to the Chantry. You are in danger.
Ooh, very mysterious.
Very mysterious indeed.
We'll be careful, but we need to figure out what's going on here.
Ooh, I'm gonna pause because I want to talk about what Aenor is thinking after that whole debacle. Yeah, Alexius, it's very obvious he doesn't care about the mages. The fact that he's like, oh, there are children here, they can go to war, you know, he very clearly doesn't view the mages very highly. And I think, you know, Aenor does find that a bit distasteful that he's planning on, like, potentially putting all of these people in the army when some of them really wouldn't be suited to that. And I mean, here's the thing, what's going to happen to the Tranquil? I don't believe the Tranquil exist in Tevinter because their society is run by mages. So I think she's probably thinking, like, half of these people aren't going to be able to go. Like, what's going on with that? That seems really odd. At the end there, with Felix kind of stumbling into her arms, passing her this note, that was rather strange. I do believe she would have noticed Felix had quite a pallid quality to his skin. He didn't look completely healthy. And the fact that his father, like, he stumbled a little bit, and his father immediately jumped to, like, oh, we'll go get your powders. Fiona, I need your help back at the castle. Come, my boy, come. I know there's something up with this kid. And I don't mean that in, like, he's up to something shady. I mean, there's clearly something wrong there. On a health-wise, there's something clearly wrong with Felix. The fact that his father is so protective that a little stumble would send him rushing back to the castle. What Aenor makes of the note that Felix passed her, she's very suspicious right now. As I keep saying, this situation, it's just not right. It is just not right. Her hackles are well and truly raised as she's just like, I can't put my finger on it. I can't put my finger on it, but something has gone wrong here. So yeah, I don't know if I'd go so far as to say she trusts Felix. You know, this could be a trap heading to the Chantry, but we don't really have any other choice. This is our best lead. Now then, hello there.
We don't need your kind here. Your Inquisition's just Templars by another name.
Who are you?
Who are you?
Linnea. Just Linnea. Don't ask what circle tower I'm from, because we're done with that. We're all free mages now.
And you really think that Tevinter is better than the Inquisition?
You'd rather bow to Tevinter than join the Inquisition.
All you Chantry types think the same way. The Imperium is a great evil that must be avoided. It's just because they're ruled by mages. No one wants us to look at them and say their mages are free and the world hasn't ended. Madam, I'm a Dalish elf. I am not a Chantry type. Yeah. I've said this before, Aenor doesn't have a problem with blood magic. It's magic. It's the same as any other magic, but, you know, as long as you're using your own blood, and, you know, you're not doing anything really fucked with it, like, go for it. Tevinter uses it to excess. That's the problem Aenor sees there.
But don't Magisters summon demons and practice human sacrifice?
The Chantry says whatever they think will scare us. What's wrong with blood magic? People don't like the idea of us controlling their thoughts, but they have no problem with us throwing fireballs in their wars. In Tevinter, the mages police themselves. It works.
I mean, here's the thing. Aenor does agree with that. Not the mind control thing, but, like, how is blood magic any different from throwing a fireball in a war zone? Like, it seems a little hypocritical. Oh yeah, rain fire on our enemies. Hold up, you're cutting your wrist. Oh no, that's going too far. Oh, be careful. The people on fire are running this way. Like, it seems very hypocritical. I want to help the mages. The Inquisition's different. You need me. Again, I feel... I'm gonna be honest, I don't often like picking these options because they are very like, oh, fuck the circles. The circles are bullshit. And that's... Aenor believes the circles should exist, just not as they are now, so... I don't know if this is gonna be like... I can't tell how this is gonna be, so I'm gonna go with the Inquisition's different. I feel like that is a good middle ground.
Why does everyone think we're part of the Chantry? We left the Chantry. They hate us.
Right. And I'm the Empress of Orlais.
Fair. I'll take that. I think that was okay. Hello, Clement.
Magister Alexius does not approve of those without magic like you and me. You may not wish to stay long. Many villagers have already left to escape his ire.
You can see on his forehead the sunbrand.
What do you know of Redcliffe? Ooh. Yeah, let's see what he knows.
This village has a history with mages, doesn't it? Do you know the details?
During the last blight, the Arl of Redcliffe became ill. Not even the efforts of the Circle could save him. His young son, who was an undiscovered mage, made a deal with a demon to keep the Arl from death. The boy became an abomination. Through him, each night, the demon raised armies of corpses to assault the village. The hero of Ferelden defeated the demon and stopped the undead hordes from destroying Redcliffe.
Yeah, thank you for the history lesson. Here's the thing, it's pretty obvious why Alexius would disapprove of the Tranquil. I'd imagine that would be highly disturbing. You were once like me, and now you are almost an emotionless shell. I disagree that the Tranquil are emotionless shells, but that's how a lot of people in Thedas seem to react to them. So I can understand why he'd find the Tranquil disturbing. Maybe he found the townsfolk disturbing because, you know, in Tevinter, the Magister's rule, these people weren't giving him the respect he believed he deserved, maybe.
What does the Magister have against you?
He does not like to be reminded of what mages can become. He says all Tranquil must leave Redcliffe, but who would take us in?
Yeah, you're Tranquil. Aenor, can you not see the brand upon his forehead and hear the lack of emotion in his voice? What I was gonna say, he's already kind of fucking over the Mage Rebellion. There were Tranquil in the rebellion. There were Tranquil who got, you know, kind of rounded up by the mages and went with them, and they're getting kicked out. I can't imagine that Fiona thought... I really don't know what Fiona was thinking. Why would the Tevinter Imperium want the Tranquil there? Like, why, how could she not foresee that? I'd assume that Aenor would have realised this guy was Tranquil. That being said, before she arrived at the Inquisition, she would have had no reason to interact with the Tranquil. There aren't going to be Tranquil walking around the alienages, are there? And there aren't going to be Tranquil walking around the forests. I'm inclined to go with it. There are some where I'm like the Nightfear comment. I can't. Aenor would know what a Nightfear is. This, maybe she's kind of like, oh, I've seen some people walking around with the brands. Maybe she thought it was like a holy thing, like, oh, some people get the brands on the forehead. I don't know why. Yeah, I think I'm okay with this.
You're one of the Tranquil.
Yes, my talent for magic was insufficient to protect me from demons. Rather than risk me becoming possessed, the Circle removed my connection to the Fade. My magic is gone, along with my dreams and desires. Those now in Redcliffe prefer not to see us.
And can you tell me when the Tevinters arrived?
How long have the Tevinters been here?
Magister Alexius arrived at nightfall, 2 days after we retreated from the Temple of Sacred Ashes. He forced anyone without magic out of the castle, save those he required to serve him. Even the Arl was sent away.
2 days. 2 days. That is impossible. Yes, the conclave exploding would have reverberated around the world. I don't mean that literally. I don't mean like a shockwave literally went around the world. I mean that is news that will have spread. Everyone will have been like, oh shit, the conclave? Oh, because it was such a big deal. Everyone will know. However, it would take more than 2 days for word of the Conclave's destruction to reach Tevinter. Aenor would know that. Not even the fastest messenger birds could get to Tevinter in 2 days. Yet Alexius heard this news and arrived in Redcliffe in 2 days. That... Aenor's just like, that makes no sense. This is... something fucked has happened. Something really fucked has happened here.
Farewell, then.
One moment. You are a member of the Inquisition, are you not? I am an alchemist. You must require potions. If the Magister will not have me here, perhaps I can offer my services.
Oh, hell yes!
We would be delighted to have you working for the Inquisition.
Thank you. While one lives, it is good to believe there is still a use for one's talents.
Nice, excellent. Come on down, Clemens. We'll make sure that you are escorted safely to Haven. I was just thinking, a pretty logical thought would be that maybe he was in the area. Maybe he was on vacation in the south. But even so, if that's the case, what was going on with Fiona in Val Royeaux? Who would pretend to be Fiona? Like, what's going on with that? A lot of questions. A lot of questions in Redcliffe. However, I am just about out of time for this episode. So, in the next one, we will make our way over to the Chantry and see what is waiting for us there. But, until then, please remember to like if you enjoyed, leave a comment below, and if you wanted to subscribe, it would be very much appreciated. I've been Callista. Thanks for watching, and see you in the next episode.